One of the greatest pains in life is comparing ourselves with others. So often we ask, why is she so successful while I am not? But what we fail to realize is that her path and mine are never the same. Remember, if a fish dreams of flying like a bird, it will spend its entire life believing it's not good enough, even though it can swim across the vast ocean. These days, because of social media, this habit of comparing has grown even worse. We see someone else's success, and suddenly our own life feels small. We forget about our own gifts, our own talents. And this mindset slowly drags people into sadness and hopelessness. That's why today's story is for anyone who has ever felt, "I'll never be as good as them." Listen carefully, because each line of this story has the power to change the way you think. Once, near a small town, there was a village, and beside it stood a large, beautiful forest. In that village lived a boy named Ethan. He was hardworking and kind-hearted, yet he had one habit that made him miserable. He constantly compared himself with others. When he saw his friend Liam always getting the top grades, Ethan would sigh, "I wish I were as smart as him." His neighbor Ryan was wealthy, and Ethan thought, "I wish I had money like him." Even if he saw someone running faster, he would wonder, "Why can't I run like that?" These thoughts filled his mind daily, leaving him unhappy, unfocused, and joyless. One day, a wise old man visited the village. People called him Grandpa Joe. He was known for giving helpful advice, and everyone loved listening to him. Ethan went to him and said, "Grandpa, I work hard, but whenever I see others doing better than me, I feel sad. It feels like I'll never be like them." Grandpa Joe smiled gently and replied, "Meet me tomorrow morning at the oldest tree in the village. You'll find your answers there." The next day, Ethan arrived. Grandpa Joe was already waiting. He said, "Look around carefully. What do you see?" Ethan glanced around and answered, "Grandpa, there are so many trees. Some tall, some short, some full of fruit, and some with none." Grandpa Joe smiled again and said, "Now imagine if the apple tree compared itself to the coconut tree and thought, 'Why am I so short?' Or if the coconut tree said, 'I wish I had sweet fruits like apples.' How would that sound?" Ethan laughed. "That would sound so silly, Grandpa." Grandpa Joe nodded. "Exactly. Now tell me, how does this whole forest look to you?" Ethan replied, "It feels peaceful and beautiful. Everything seems just right." Grandpa Joe said, "That's the truth of life. Each tree has its own gift. Just as the apple tree gives sweet fruit, the coconut tree stands tall and strong. They're different, but both are valuable. In the same way, every person has their own strengths." Then Grandpa Joe led Ethan to a pond. Fish swam in the water, while a bird soared in the sky. Grandpa Joe asked, "Now imagine if the fish said, 'I wish I could fly like that bird.' Would that be right?" Ethan shook his head. "Of course not. Fish are made for swimming, and birds are made for flying." Grandpa Joe smiled warmly. "Then why do you want to be like someone else? You too have your own path. Your qualities may be hidden now, but they exist. Find them and move forward." Hearing this, something awakened inside Ethan. He understood that every person is different, and comparing only steals away happiness. From that day, he stopped comparing. He focused on his own work and his own talents. Slowly, his confidence returned, and life once again felt exciting. Years later, through his dedication, Ethan built his own business and became an inspiration for the whole village. Whenever people asked, "How did you become so successful?" he would smile and answer, "Never compare yourself with others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But when it focuses on swimming, it can rule the ocean." And remember, just like the sun and the moon don't shine at the same time, yet both are important, so are you. Walk your own path in your own way. That is where true success lies. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like it and share it with others. I'll see you again with a new story.